Hey guys, we got a brand new setup in the fish room and it has been several years in the making. Today I'm going to show you my brand new Malawian albino aquarium. This thing is stocked full of albino peacock cichlids and these guys are gorgeous. Look at that fish. That thing is stunning. Now, okay, let's be clear. The tank itself is not new. I've had this for a couple years now, and you've seen a few iterations of it. At first, this tank was much more of a community type setup, with some nice driftwood and artificial plants to give it that lush green look, and it housed some beautiful angelfish, these Philippine blue angelfish, and it also briefly held some severums as well. And I really enjoyed this setup. But after a while, some things happened elsewhere in the fish room that required me to make some changes. And during that, I went ahead and turned this tank into a Malawian cichlid aquarium. And I set it up with the scape as you've seen it today, but it had different types of fish in it. I was using it as a grow-out aquarium for several different types of haplochromines that get really big. But these fish wouldn't be in here forever. I knew that they would grow bigger and need to be moved to larger aquariums. And at that point, I would be able to repurpose this tank for something else. And I had a vision in my mind. I knew what I wanted this tank to be used for long term. So after all that, I was so excited to get this tank to its end state, which is an albino aquarium. And this is the male right here. This is my oldest adult male. He is clearly the boss of the tank, but we have a ton of other specimens in here as well. And most of these guys are still juveniles. They're still growing up, but some of them are starting to show their color, like this guy, right? If I can get a good focus, that guy right there. And of course he went to the other side. Side note, one of the things I love about this tank is that it's a corner aquarium, so it's very viewable from both sides. So when I'm just kind of walking around the fish room here, I can get a pretty good view regardless of where I'm at. And that was very intentional. But yeah, back to the fish. So I bred all these fish in here myself. And it's not like I bought albinos and bred those. I actually bred these fish from non-albino specimens. So these are Alonocara Stewart granti. Specifically, they are collected from the High Reef location. One of the common names for this fish is blue neon peacock. So I had a group of the original blue neons, non-albinos, and they were very good stock. I got them from a great source. And back in the day, I used to breed a lot more fish. And hey, while we talk, let me mix things up a little bit. Let me go over here to the 600 gallon just to give you a little more variety in fish to look at. So I used to breed a lot more fish and actively sell them. This is such a cool tank too. I love this one. Look at all those fish. It's a little heavy on the Venustus right now, which I'll probably pull some of those guys out in the long term. I kind of want more blue dolphins in here. I have some more growing up, but it's going to be a long time before they're big enough to come in here. So I used to breed a lot more fish, and I sold them, and I bred thousands of them. And one time, one spawn of the regular blue neons, they spit out maybe 50 to 70 babies at a time. But one time, among those regular babies were 10 albinos. Just by pure random chance, I got 10 albinos. And here's actually an albino blue dolphin. That's a female. I like albinos. They're pretty cool. I don't, love them just because they're albino, but some of them, the albino color morph is pretty cool looking, I think. And my oldest male back there is one of the original 10. So I grew them up and I bred them. And I wanted to see if I could get them to breed true, meaning their offspring would also be albinos and look good, right? And they do in fact produce albino offspring. And most of the fish in this tank are offspring of the original 10. And this has been a project years in the making because first I had to grow up the originals, like the original blue neons. And then I bred them for a while before I got, albinos randomly. And then I had to let those fish grow up. And then I bred those. And it's been years for even their offspring to grow to the point that they're at. So this has been a long time coming. I knew that I wanted a tank dedicated to this fish. And this 200 gallon, it's been through a few iterations, but I thought this is the perfect aquarium for these fish. Peacocks, they don't need as big a footprint as a lot of the other fish I keep. You know, like, I mean, look at those blue dolphins darting around in that 600 gallon. You know, a lot of the haplochromines that I keep need really big footprints. Peacocks stay a bit smaller, 5 to 6 inches tops. This tank is 200 gallons. It's 3 feet by 3 feet, and it's 3 feet tall, so it's a true cube. And it works out to be 200 gallons. But yeah, it's obviously got more than enough water volume, and I think the footprint will be sufficient, even long term. I have too many fish in here, right? Long term, even in a 200 gallon aquarium, this is too many specimens. So I'm gonna thin the herd out. I'm gonna pull some out and donate them as they grow up. I'm gonna select out extra males and females once I have a confirmed ratio. I'm thinking maybe once I get a confirmed 5 males in here with 10 females, something around that, in that ballpark. At that point, I'll pull out extras and kind of donate them, rehome them to other hobbyists. I just look at that dude. Ah, that guy's amazing. Yeah, you know, it's another aquarium that I wanted to share with you guys. I get really excited about new setups. So even if the tank itself isn't new to me, which is a rarity nowadays, because I got my fish room pretty much filled up. So it's kind of rare for me to get new tanks anymore. But every now and then, I kind of redo an aquarium, repurpose it with a new type of fish, and it's a joy for me. It's a joy of the hobby, and I want to share it with you guys. I'll keep you guys updated. You know, we got tons of other tanks to watch in the meantime. You know, I might give you guys an update on the 600 gallons soon, and I'm gonna give you guys a big update on the 650. I'm not gonna show it right now, but I'm doing a big rescape, and I'm trying to put together a video on it. The tank's gonna look amazing when it's all said and done, even better than it does today. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.